What's up, YouTube? Today we got a lot of new ideas that could potentially be in a Brawl Stars update. And we also have a lot of new star power ideas, actually, because let's be honest, there's some star powers that need some rework. So let's do it. Now, what about if Brawl Stars had a God view or a bird's eye view where you could see the whole map at once? This was an amazing, well done. Someone stitched together a bunch of different replays to make this right here. That's why it's a little bit wonky, but give them a lot of credit. This must have been a lot of work. At least while spectating, this could be really cool, especially for like solo showdown or even for heist, because sometimes in heist, you know, both people are attacking the safe at the same time and you can only watch one. So something like this would be really cool for that or showdown. This one's maybe a little personal, but honestly, I don't know about you guys. I love to save tickets for Robo Rumble, but then I hate to just grind Robo Rumble for hours on hours with the tickets I've saved up. Now, my free-to-play account, even that one actually has about 200 tickets, and I'm still kind of too lazy to do Robo Rumble. If I could use more tickets at once, that would really be great. I don't know if you guys feel the same, but it would be useful. Now, I don't know about you guys, but the chat function in Brawl Stars, it honestly needs some improvement. I know they just added it last update, so it's the first rendition, but there's definitely some things that need to be added, like, hey, what star power should I use? Or can you change brawler? Or there's other different things like, hey, can you please play more defensive? Stop dying, stuff like that. Here's some examples here that I think are pretty good. On top of new chat, what about better and new emojis? We already had like some emojis that you could use like on your phone. I don't know if you guys knew about that. That happened a long time ago. There's like 5 or 6 of them. You actually see some of them here, but it would be great to have like actual Brawl Stars emojis instead of just like angry faces and happy faces. I mean, come on. Now this I thought was a pretty cool idea. If there's a skin you really want, you can put like a bookmark or something on it, and then when the skin comes up in game, you get a notification saying like, hey, your favorite skin is up, you should go buy it. I mean, I know there's so many skins in game, you're not really likely to have them all, so if you're gonna have your favorite, get some notifications when they're actually in game. Going back to ticketed events, honestly, I think they're kind of boring right now, and I would love to see some improvements to them. And one of them, it should just be new maps. We've had the same maps for over a year in Brawl Stars for ticket events. I mean, can we please mix it up at least a little bit? Also, some new event modifiers would be really cool. How about Raging Mushroom in this case, where brawlers have faster reload speed in it? Or just in general, something that does more damage, whether it's more damage or reload speed. I think that sort of modifier would be really cool. I don't know if it would be kind of broken, potential with some brawlers versus others, but I'd love to test it out. Let's get into some ideas for star powers. Here are 3 ideas for what were some of the 3 worst star powers in the game. 2 of them got buffs, Extra Life and HoneyCoat. Well, they sort of got buffed after getting nerfed, that is. What about this for 8-Bit? Coin Rush. 8-Bit inserts a coin and gets a speed boost for the whole match. I don't know about for the whole match, but maybe if he could get like a limited time speed boost, that would make a lot of sense for 8-Bit, and it would be actually useful. Be free, love the pun. The super can go through walls. It used to do that before it was released. So this would be a not bad buff, although maybe changing the mechanic of the brawler might be a little confusing, but it's a not bad idea. Do the Daryl roll. Daryl super range is increased. I think that's actually pretty solid. I actually don't mind steel hoops personally. I just think it needs different stats, but a range increase for Daryl would be pretty cool. There's a lot of ideas to fix HoneyCoat and Extra Life. I actually think this is one of the better ones, and that's what if they recharge like Band-Aid. Band-Aid takes, I think, 20 seconds to recharge, or maybe it's 30, honestly forget. But either way, having something like that for HoneyCoat and Extra Life, I feel like would solve the problem a lot. I don't think this is a perfect solution, but I definitely think it's better than the current state it is. And I actually think it's a really good direction to go for these star powers. It balances a lot better for 3v3 and solo showdown. This way they're both more usable in the solo modes a little bit, but not that much, and even a little bit more usable in 3v3, but if it's still a 20 or 30 second timer, or maybe even longer depending on how balanced it needs to be, I think it could be a really good improvement. I thought this was a really cool idea for a new 8-Bit star power called Glitch. When he throws his turret, he teleports to wherever it lands. Now, it wouldn't be a big sort of range increase to 8-Bit, but he does kind of need that extra speed or that extra movement, and this would be a really interesting way to do it. I feel like you could have a lot of fun combinations with 8-Bit teleporting around with his turret. Speaking of turrets, if we could show the range that the turret's gonna have depending on where we throw it before we throw it, that would be really helpful. Honestly, not sure why this isn't in the game. It would be I don't feel like it should be that hard to develop. What do I know though? I'm just an armchair developer, but I think it'd be cool to have. Continuing with turrets, what about an idea for a turret that reduces the damage you take? Or in other words, it gives you a shield. That would be really cool. And honestly, I never thought of something like that as a turret. I mean, we do have a healing one, so it's not that different, and the purpose would be almost the same. But another way you could do it is, what if you walk into the range of the turret, you get a shield, and then you can leave the turret and you keep the shield, but it, you know, it only reduces, say, the next 100 to 500 damage or something of every person who gets that shield. Now, this user, Warm Milk Dude, went through and did a bunch of star power ideas for a ton of different brawlers. Thought it was really interesting. I want to show you some of his best ones. What about for Tick? Bobblehead. Tick's head can jump over walls. That would be cool. Actually, I don't know if it would be that big of a buff, to be honest, because the head is already really fast, so it's not bad. What about Reset? Whenever he uses his super, he teleports to where it was 2 seconds before he uses it. I mean, Tick having extra movement speed, I guess, could be not bad. It's not exactly movement speed, but what about Pest Resistance? He gains a 20% speed boost, so he falls below 40% health. Now that's actually a pretty cool idea, and especially for Tick. I mean, he'd be so low health anyways. I mean, he'd still be pretty easy to kill, but having I think that's a unique idea is basically what I'm trying to say. Countdown. Tick can gain a super over the course of 30 seconds. Tick's already annoying enough. Please, no thanks. Although maybe, well, yeah, anyways. Clockwork. Tick's stats increase by 3% every minute throughout a match, no matter if he dies or not. I mean, that's interesting. So I guess in reality, though, he's probably only going to get a 3% buff. A lot of matches don't last 2 minutes. So, but the idea itself is unique, and it would be interesting to have a brawler who's stronger late game than early game. One more before we get back to just some other general update ideas. This one for Jessie. Her star powers are not bad, but her second one, honestly, it could use a buff, in my opinion. Force Field. Whenever Jessie puts her super down, a small 3-tile radius force field emits from Scrappy that gives all brawlers a 30% reduction shield. Interesting. I mean, Jessie is like a mechanic, so I guess she's definitely a support type brawler. There could be another way to add to that. Speedy shots. Main attack travels 5% faster the more it connects. Oh, so, okay, I actually kind of like that one. If you're hitting more shots with Jessie, it gets faster and faster throughout a match. But would that be overpowered at the end of a match? I mean, if you're facing bad players, oh, it would be so much better than versus good, which would be kind of weird to have it just be that different. But I don't know. Interesting idea. Overload. Hitting Scrappy with your main attack increases the turret's reload speed by 100%. Okay, I like an offensive bounce, sort of. Off the turret or something like that. Walk the dog. Jessie's turret can walk with a high move speed. That would be really cool. Or just like, but have it be like, not like Bruce where it just follows the closest enemy. With Walk the Dog, it should just follow Jessie. But it would walk around. That would be really cool. I would love to have a star power like that for Jessie. New bounce. Jessie's main attack can now bounce off walls? Interesting. That one may be a little bit too broken. It would be probably really easy to hit shots around corners, but interesting. Now here's someone's rendition for what story mode could be like in Brawl Stars. They think story mode would be like similar to in Clash of Clans. Clash of Clans, you sort of have like a mini base that you attack with set defenses. And anyways, they say in this way, a story will be presented where we'll be allowed to use the brawler. All right, so you got to use a specific brawler, which is the hero of that story, regardless of whether you have it unlocked. Actually, that'd be kind of cool. That way you could try out different brawlers you don't have to. In this way, besides just Training Cave, in this way, the game mode will also teach how to use any brawler and its mechanics through a situation. For example, a mission where you have to defeat Virus 8-Bit using Max. So it's just like a bot on the enemy team, and maybe you're doing, I'm not entirely sure what you'd be doing otherwise, or you could have like Robo-Rumble robots in there or something as well. I think that could work. And this way you reveal part of the brawler's lore. I wonder how much lore the team would really want to reveal. They've been pretty tight-lipped about how a lot of detail for a lot of the Brawl. Now here's an idea for a new game mode in Brawl Stars. They call it Mega Battle, but basically it turns Brawl Stars into a normal MOBA where it's like 5 versus 5. You have 3 different lanes, it looks like, with jungle in between them. You start at power level 1, and as you defeat either enemies or robots in this case, which is normally minions in MOBA games, you gain experience, and then you can get a higher power level, going from 1 up to, obviously, to 10. Although I don't know how you would choose what star power you would want. Maybe you could choose before the match starts, actually. That would make sense, and that way as soon as you get to 10, you get that star power. That would be definitely really cool. I mean, I think I would enjoy Brawl Stars in any. A lot of people have asked for 5 versus 5. This would be an interesting way to do it. The goal is to just go through the map, destroy the enemy team's base, and of course, you also want to defeat the enemy as much as possible too, but really it's the base that matters. If you enjoyed this video, check out more great ideas to improve Brawl Stars right over there that I'm sure you'll enjoy as well. That is going to be it for today's episode though. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you later.